No, I am not making this up. Although I'm fairly positive there are more than a few Nintendo fanboys that are praying to the almighty above that I was. Folks, I hope your day's going well. If it isn't, makes my job easier. First things first, I am well aware of the fact that a story more than a week old is considered ancient history on the internet. I know this is really just a rumor and could potentially fall by the wayside. That said, any given day the sun rises is ample opportunity to show enthusiasm to the parties involved on the off chance that they will make the conscious decision to go through with this. Now, for those wondering exactly what it is I'm going on about, allow me to explain. Earlier this month, on my birthday weekend, in fact, the Wall Street Journal posted a story on their website in which they brought forth a rumor that Nintendo and Netflix are supposedly negotiating a deal to adapt The Legend of Zelda into a live-action television series, obviously exclusive to Netflix. No, I am not making this up. Although I'm fairly positive there are more than a few Nintendo fanboys that are praying to the almighty above that I was. Now, we have to bear in mind that Nintendo and Netflix are neither confirming nor denying the existence of this project, so we kind of do have to take this with a grain of BS. Now, the internet is buzzing with deferred opinion upon deferred opinion, ranging from ecstatic to pronouncing this thing as doomed to fail before the series has so much as even a writer or confirmation. Look, my personal sentiments towards the possibility of a live-action television TV series can best be described as cautiously optimistic. I mean, I've wanted a Zelda live-action TV series, movie trilogy, even an anime series, since I completed Ocarina of Time for my Nintendo 64. It was the first Zelda game I completed, and while not exactly my favorite entry of the series, it left quite an impression on me, both as a gamer and as a longtime Nintendo fan. Look, it was... Yes, I floated the idea of a Zelda film trilogy in the finale of my previous season. I'm well aware of this. But since I'm thinking about it now, condensing the material into a TV series seems like a better option. It gives more time for character development and plot movement than you would get from a 3-hour film. Even a trilogy of 3-hour films like what I would do following Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. While I'm drawing comparisons, the Wall Street Journal article I mentioned, and I will try to remember to post a link to it in the description box, stated that the parties involved were shooting for something like a family-friendly equivalent to Game of Thrones. Now look, as a disclaimer, I have not sat down to watch any of Game of Thrones. I have no clue how that series works. I just know it's a medieval fantasy series on HBO. It's based off a series of novels, and apparently a lot of people like it, including my cousins. And while everybody's overthinking the comparison, I see it more as like they're using an established popular series to establish a point of reference for people who are probably not gamers and have no idea what Legend of Zelda is. Although if you have no clue what Legend of Zelda is in 2015, then I suggest you put down the Call of Duty crack pipe, shift your bloodshot gaze away from your meaningless frag fest for 5½ seconds, emerge from the dark recesses of your ejaculariums every once in a century, and actually play some frickin' video games. Moving on. This news is coming at a time when Nintendo is actually trying to branch out. They're basically loosening their Vulcan death grip on more of their intellectual properties, and they're trying to utilize their IPs to branch out and establish a Nintendo fanbase outside of the video game realm, which is something that they should have been doing once the whole Pokemon thing started to take off back in the mid to late 90s. Now, between this and the rumors of a possible animated Super Mario Brothers movie courtesy of Sony Pictures, I'd say they're well on their way to doing this. Now, everybody's speculating on which game the show's going to follow. Personally, I think if they're going to go through with this, they should go with an original story and work in various elements of the games. And, of course, there's one thing that's got everybody all worked up, and everybody's all worried that this is going to cause the show to potentially fall flat on its face. Will Link talk? Look, I know there's a bunch of Zelda fans who think applying a voice and an actual personality to Link is going to kill the show, and those people would be what Rush Limbaugh refers to as mental midgets. Look, folks, I've long been wanting to see a personality applied to Link since reading Akira Himekawa's manga adaptations of the games online. Read those sometime. Link has a likable personality in the manga, and it is possible to apply a personality to him and have him talk. You might be able to get away with the whole silent protagonist trope in video games, which explains why Nintendo has been allowed to shave $5 off the screenwriting budget for so long by forcing the player to apply his or her own personality to Link. But in a TV series, where you're not actively engaging the story, you're not moving the character forward, you're just watching it, silent protagonist thing doesn't really have the same effect. I mean, I give less than a crap what these people say. It's high time that Link had a voice, and it's high time that us Zelda fans got to see one of our treasured properties adapted into a format outside of video games. And if it helps to wash away the psychological hell that crappy 80s Zelda cartoon that never happened has put me through, then Nintendo and Netflix, you can take all my rupees for all I care. I'm Chris the Liberty Gamer. So long, and have a good one.